Yeah.
He's the one writing it.
He's what?
He's the one writing it.
Writing it.
Writing it. Yeah.
Wow.
He was the one behind the Oslo Accords in '93.
Yeah.
And he was the one behind the Roadmap to Hell in Israel. And now he's behind. He'll be behind the one writing the treaty for peace. So.
Only the beast can bring us peace.
You know, he's very dominant. He's a pawn.
Wow.
Of Rome.
But he's like a person. He's not like a spiritual, like powerful guy like Maitreya.
He's a lizard. I mean,
so
a lizard.
Wonder who it's going to be. I mean.
Well, you have to look at the description that we're given in Revelation 13. We know that the Antichrist himself is just a bumbling idiot and does nothing but sit around and primp and want to be worshipped as God, while the false prophet does all the work. The false prophet is the one that enforces the legislation, that enforces worldwide worship of this bimbo, that is the one doing all the work.
Well, the
false prophet has to have power.
Right, and the power of the first beast before him. That's why I thought it was Benjamin Creme.
Well, no, Benjamin Creme. He doesn't have the legislative authority of a fingernail. I mean,
not yet, not till after Maitreya, the Antichrist.
He never will. I mean, Benjamin Creme's just a PR guy. And Maitreya is a long shot anyway, because you know what? He's Arab, and there's nobody that's going to accept an Arab.
No, he changes his form to whoever's looking at him.
Well, you know what? They call him, you'll see them do this. And what they'll do is call him Sananda Maitreya, and they'll put both people into one title. Because Sananda is the Jesus lookalike. He's someone totally separate.
Yeah, I saw that on your website.
Yeah, and so what they'll do is they'll call this Maitreya Sananda Maitreya, because they're not real sure which one's going to come out.
Yeah.
It's like all these little freaks are fighting over who gets to come when. I think these are just the ones that Matthew 24 warns of when he says that many will come in my name, saying I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And many, I mean, they're going to deceive millions. And, you know, Maitreya already has. When he was in Africa, the crowds were innumerable.
Well, what do they know?
Well, you know, yeah, I mean, look at how many of them.
They're like starving stuff. Guys do it out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, they're hungry. They think that they're missing something over there. And I talk to Africans a lot. And you know what? I just try to calm them down. And
did he really appear there?
Yeah, he did. They got pictures. I mean,
yeah, I always see the same picture over and over again.
I know. We've got like 3 or 4 pictures on the net about him. You can go to Google Images.
Oh, by the way, I've always believed that aliens are demonic. You know, they're not from people from other planets.
Well, they do live on other planets, but they're fallen angels.
Yeah, what other planets? Not our
solar. They have bases on Mars. They have bases on our moon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, we've got bases on Mars and our moon. I mean, they do too. I mean.
Wow, you think we do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't get there by rockets either. And I've always said on this show that the whole facade of NASA about this rocket thing was so that they could pump billions out of the government, and they shuffle it over to the real space program in Pine Gap, Australia. We get to these planets through portals and gateways. We don't use rockets.
Oh, my God.
The whole rocket thing.
What about the Voyager probe? Went all the way out to, like, Neptune.
It went up there and sat for 3 days and came down. I mean, come on. They can't get through the photon belt.
We didn't take pictures of all those planets?
They can't get through the photon belt.
What photon belt?
The photon belt that circles the
Van Halen belt.
Yeah, we can't get through it. We can't get through it. I had a source in NASA, a Christian, who had to leave, and we talked about a lot of things on the phone.
That's not true, so I don't know who to believe.
And he said there's no way. And you know what? How are we going to have bases on the moon where we can get a rocket in the air once every, 10 years and it takes billions? And we know we have bases up there. We've got bases on Mars and on the moon. They use portals, and that's what the whole fight over Iraq is because there's a main gateway over there.
I thought they were just trying to, make enemies by stirring the pot so they come over here and do terrorism.
Oh, they do. I mean, they've got a million agendas that happen with one act. There's so many different things. They do one thing. And
how old are you, Sherry, by the way?
I'm 39.
You really? You sound younger.
Oh, thank you. I like you.
Thanks. But I love this kind of stuff, like the apocalypse and the Book of Revelation and.
Oh, yeah, I live for it. I mean,
it's like it's my entertainment,
Yeah.
Like, I listened to Left Behind. I thought that was pretty awesome.
The Left Behind series?
Oh, I loved it.
By the Mason?
Yeah, well.
Somebody, hey, 33-degree Mason.
I like, unfortunately.
You don't believe in a preacher of rapture, do you?
No, you know why? Check this out. I think it would be better if they would strengthen the church by telling them, look, we're in the end times. We're getting near the end. There's going to be this tribulation coming. Strengthen the church. Oh, and if we're wrong and there is a rapture, oh, good, we're in heaven now. Great.
You know?
Jesus raptured us. But no, they had to tell the whole church, don't worry about the Antichrist. You'll be raptured.
Yeah.
Oh, what are they going to do when they wake up and there he is? Oh, crap. Got to take the mark of the beast or die.
Or they end up in a martial law camp because none of them think that anything bad's going to happen here before a rapture hits.
Yep, the rapture's the big. That's gonna trip up so many people.
It's the big sleeping pill.
Oh yeah, don't worry, we'll be out of here. Yeah, yeah. And then Matria's face appears all over the TV, and they're ordered to worship it or something.
And these beast prophets are right in place and in position.
Oh my God!
To tell them that he's really the Christ.
I saw on your website about TBN, the Beast Network.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, how can they be the Beast Network when they have, like, and I believe you, but they have, like, the true Christian prayer on there, how to become saved, and,
well, it's fast food religion. And, that's one thing I saw the Lord on a couple of years ago, was how could Billy Graham be a 33rd degree Mason saying loyalty oaths to Lucifer, and then hold evangelistic meetings and services all over the world, leading people to the Most High. And the Lord explained to me this, is that it's fast food religion. And what happens is people hear him at these crusades, they get saved, and they're never given instruction, they never build a foundation in the Lord, and so when the tough times come, they just abandon him altogether.
Oh my God, that's like, oh my God, now I see it.
Yeah, because they just abandon him, and because you can't try the Lord. You don't try Jesus or Yahushua. You give him your life. It's a commitment. And see, so much of the church is centered around a 30-second prayer, and that's all you ever have to do.
I know, it's like cheap grace, I know.
Yeah, and it's a daily commitment.
And you know what? I've fallen into that myself, and that is, I think, what led to the church being lukewarm, as in the last book of in the book, the third chapter of Revelation.
Yeah.
The 7 different churches. The last one will be neither cold nor hot. Why? Because of that.
And they're rich and in need of nothing. And everybody's falling for these blab it and grab it doctrines where, they think they can keep sending money to these beast prophets and the Lord's going to increase it 10-fold, 100-fold, and then they never see it. You see, there's a crisis in Africa brewing right now. Because Benny Hinn and all that have gone over there have taken all their money. Benny Hinn declared that he'd never seen so much money in his life. They counted money for 3 days. They told all these people that the Lord would increase their offerings by 10-fold.
If he sent
all these people are waiting for it. And they're ready to explode because they haven't seen it.
Oh, my God.
They think the God's this money God. You invest in Jesus if you want. He's the investment God. I mean, it's a mess.
I must mention about the darn Terry Schiavo case. This is disgusting. This is where the slippery slope that began with abortion brought us. Now we can kill our disabled and our, handicapped when they're still alive and conscious.
Yeah.
We treat, if we did that to an animal, PETA would be up in arms.
Oh, I know. They've got laws to protect dogs, but not humans.
But this is even as important as one person is. This is more at stake here than that. Even that is that now we're all going to be at risk, and if she dies, and the courts, they do. How come? I'd like to know why one side of the government's doing all it can to save her, and then the other side is doing absolutely nothing. All the judges are ruling in favor of her husband.
Yeah, well, it's a predetermined outcome. This is why they've already determined the outcome. And knowing these occultists, they're probably figuring on the exact date she'll die.
Well,
it's just, it's a.
I don't know, but I tell you, it's really sick how it's going on.
Yeah, well, I posted Stuart Best's prophecy on it. I don't know if you're on my list or not.
What is it?
My Yahoo group over at New World Order versus Christians.